What do you do when you have 2 days of sub-zero temps and blizzard wind conditions? And you also have a pretty brand new Herrschner's haul full of Caron Cakes. You take a snow day, and that's what I did. I just kind of want to show you a few of the whips I worked on this weekend while I was snowed in and couldn't do much of anything else. I have got some whips in varying degrees of being finished. I'm just kind of wanting to go through all of the yarn that I got from that Herrschner's haul, and I will link that video. There was this amazing deal on this Caron cinnamon swirl cakes, and I got the color tortoiseshell. I bought 4 of these. To be honest, I kind of wish I would have bought more. We all sold them out. There are no more, but they were $3, so that is amazing. Then they also had these Caron cakes, the cloud cakes, and this is the color cinnamon swirl, so kind of goofy how they're so similar. Totally different types of yarn, different colors though. And these cloud cakes, you could buy them for $9.99 each, or they had a 3-pack for $21, or like $21.95 or something. So $22 for 3 of them. So I did pick up 1 3-pack of these. Did already have one of these on hand as well, and I've already shown that. Let's get started. I kind of wanted to just go through these, and none of these are like finished entirely. They're kind of in different stages. So I have this going to be like a poncho cardigan. It is by Just Vintage Crochet. I will link her video there. I talked about this in my 2 truths in a lie video I just put out the other day, saying that I had in fact said I was making a hexagon cardi with this yarn, like a day into it, changed my mind and decided to go with this poncho cardigan. So these get stitched up right here where she just puts like 3 little rows of stitches. So this is open on both sides right there. So that will be super simple. I have to weave in these ends, and then she put fringe all over. I definitely want to put the fringe on it. I'm very excited about that. With this being a striped yarn, I just felt like it was plenty busy enough because I just used the stripe yarn on this. She did not in her tutorial. She used specific yarns and it had a border, but since I did that, I just want to have 1 color of fringe everywhere. I have some mill ends from Mary Maxim that is this like a very similar white cream color, but I also might do some of my Herrschner's Afghan yarn that was from my failed temperature blanket, and I will link the video to my temperature blanket, kind of like my last hurrah, where I explain why I quit and why it just wasn't for me. So if you're kind of on the fence about starting one, but you kind of deep down doubt yourself that it's the project for you, because I knew when I started it, I was like, I know me. I have a bunch of yarn left over from that, and I have this pretty kind of golden color, and I have some that's like an old rose color, so I might do those instead of the white because I just think it might be a little easier to keep clean and all that. So that's what I have left. I'll turn around here. I don't know, I just think it's fun. Definitely does not go with my pajamas or my hat today. I mean, I'm almost completely done with the crochet on this. I literally just have to make 3 stitches and 3 stitches for the sleeves, so that's not a problem. It's just going to be making all the fringe to go all the way around it. That'll be a little bit time consuming. This is what I had left from one of the cinnamon swirl cakes. So these cinnamon swirl cakes are, let me find the yardage for you, 407 yards. So I probably used, just under 400 yards to make this. I did use a larger hook size than she used in the video. I did a 6.5, and I honestly don't remember what weight yarn she used, but this is a 4-weight, and it's definitely like a real 4-weight. So that is what I got out of this with this much left over. So I immediately I'm gonna keep this on my lap because, like I said, oh my gosh, we are having a blizzard. And it is super cold up here in my yarn room. So the next project I started, I am absolutely in love with this, and this is pretty much completely done. It is still technically a whip because I've got several ends that need to be woven in. I have made one of these mandala vests before. I really love it. I made it when I entered my county fair, and I will leave the video where I show you the vest. I will run out. They only let you put like 4 links up in the little iCards. So if I'm ever saying that and you don't find an iCard, I will put it down in the description box just because it, like I said, it only lets you put so many in there. But I made a few changes to this, and because I wanted it to be slightly different than the first one I made. And I'm not going to go into tons and tons of detail here because it's freezing in this room, and because I will do like a final video when I get all of the projects done with this yarn from this haul. But let me turn around and show you the back of this because I think it is so fun. I hope I'm in front of the camera. So here's the side. And you can see this is just more of like a vest strap right here. I'm never sure quite how to pronounce the gal's name, but the channel is like Hectanuga. I think her name is Emmy, but I will have her original video for hers, and I made a few adaptations after making this one because when I made the first one, all of this like fluffy stuff here on the side went all the way up. For me, since I am pretty curvy and fairly thick up in this area, I didn't like how it felt maybe a little bit tent-like because it was like taking the widest, roundest part of my body and then just like coming straight down from that. To each their own. It just for me, it didn't feel quite like I would have wanted it to. So I knew that I didn't want to take the frilly stuff up here. And I did add a couple extra rows in the back. And again, I'll go over all this at a later date, but if you wanted to get started on yours, the video will be down below. This used just over 1 of the cinnamon swirl cakes. So I literally had, let me find it over here. So I literally only had like 8 of these. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I had this many left to go when I was making these picots, and I ran out of yarn. So this cake is missing, you know, a few yards just so I could finish this area right here. If I didn't have the extra cake, I would have either gone back and taken out the row before it because it was just chain stitches, so I could have taken that out, or I could have taken out my picot row and used a smaller hook to make all of those because they are pretty loose. So that totally would have been fine too, but I had that one, so I decided not to stress out about it. But I am super duper excited about this mandala vest. The ends still need to be woven in, so it is still a whip. I did start on the cloud cakes. I had talked about wanting to make like a long duster. What I very quickly realized is that while this says it's a 4, it's definitely not. It's definitely more of a 3 weight. It literally takes forever to crochet. Depending on what I have left, I might still try to do something or pair this with something. We will see. I wanted to start a different hexagon cardie, and all the hexagon cardies I have done before have been the granny stitch ones, and I wanted to do a solid. Let me show you where I am at. I have the first panel made right here. So there's my hexagon. And this is nice, like this is soft, it is drapey. I am using a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook again, just because I wanted to ensure that it was nice and soft and drapey. When you make one panel, you're folding it in half. So really all you need to do to size this is one panel should fit all the way across your shoulders. That's how you know that it's going to fit you across like that. And then when you fold it, you know, it'll be half of your body when sewn together. Now I am going to add on extra length on my sleeve here. But as you can see, that fits, like there's my armpit and it's big enough for my arm right there. So I had this one done and I had this much, you know, about a half or maybe a little under a half of a cake left. My concern at this point was it was going into the light color, but it was going to be like so close to where I started on this one, but I knew the colors would not play out the same. And I didn't want it to be close, like close enough that it looked like I messed up, if that makes sense. And one of the things about the hexagon cardies is they are very geometric. I think you can really get by playing off of that geometric look and doing, you know, your colors in a contrasting pattern. So this other cake that I have here, it is starting with the dark brown. So that is where I have started. I've gotten this far on my second panel. So let me fold it into the little shape right there. And yeah, it started with the brown and then it'll go to the red. So they will kind of be like completely opposite, which I think will be fun, and it will not look like I just didn't line it up correctly. So it'll be so different enough, it will be obvious that they weren't trying to be the same. I think I will have left over from each of these. I will wait till I get both panels. So I have 14 rows of double crochet, and then I have one row I did around the edges of half double, just because that's going to be the row that I seam them together. And so I just wanted it, I didn't want it to be double crochets. I wanted it to be a little thicker right there. In case you wanted to start on one similar, that is where I'm at, but I will get both of these panels made first, and then I will go ahead and stitch them together. What I will do at this point then, I will take and I will sew the top right here, you know, the shoulder and the arm sleeve. And when you're doing it, you can almost go to the end of the front of this. You really can, as far as sewing it. You don't really need, the first one I made so far out there, it was like falling off my shoulders. So yeah, you can really take them almost to a couple inches, and that will still be plenty of room for your neck and for you to put it on and off. So then when I have my two panels like this done, I will turn it inside out and do the back panel. I like mine a little bit cropped, so this will not be getting any bit longer. I will probably be wearing this like over some dresses at work that are high-waisted dresses, so I want them to be a little bit shorter, but I will put more on the sleeve, so I will definitely have more than enough. But again, I just wanted it to be, you know, visibly different. That is where I am at with this project right here. I'm really liking it so far. The texture is awesome. It is really amazing soft yarn to work with. I have zero complaints about that. I do not know what I will do with the third skein of that, and then the leftovers from that. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how much I have. I would still like to do some sort of like meshy type of duster, but we'll see. I can't get too far ahead of myself as far as the projects go. I do still have this. I am definitely thinking about doing a triangle scarf out of this because I think I would like it, and I think it would be different enough from these. Obviously I don't want to do, I probably wouldn't want to do a granny stitch one because I just, when I make things out of the same yarn, I don't want them to look identical. So yeah, I might just make a triangle scarf out of this, and then possibly, if I have some, do a beanie, but then do, you know, the trim in a coordinating color just to maybe help make sure I have enough. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just making stuff up at this point because I have no idea. This is what I have been working on during my blizzard weekend. It is cold. I am definitely tired of this, and I am just so glad to be like curled up on the couch with the fire going and having my crochet project on my lap, keeping me warm. It has been wonderful. If you have any hexagon cardie questions, I do have another video talking about that, and if you have some regarding the solid one, please let me know. And if that's something you want me to go a little bit more in depth about in the future, I can definitely do that. I will definitely keep you updated when I get these finished. I am excited to show them because this was a great haul from Herrschner's. I will have the Herrschner's haul linked if you are interested in that. If you have made it this far to the end, please let me know if you are sitting in a blizzard. Take care so much. I appreciate you so much.